Hello, everybody. New graphics. That's right. I'm very proud of myself. I'm excited. We're going to do a great show here today because we got the whole council back together. It's myself, it's Steph Sabraw, it's Mike Kalinowski, and we have questions from you guys and great questions as we approach Obi-Wan. It's coming up. It's right around the corner, guys. I can't wait to talk about it. And so if you don't know, I've got a Big Thing shirt on. Right, and why do I have that on? Because now the Sith Council show, this doesn't really affect YouTube at all, but for Sith Council listeners, this is the last show that you're going to be able to get on the Sith Council podcast feed. Because starting today, but we're going to be putting every Sith Council episode on the Big Thing podcast feed. So it is essentially a Big Thing show, but it's the Big Thing Sith Council episode. So just so you guys know, if you listen to this on audio, this will be the last time you'll be able to hear it on the Sith Council audio feed. So make sure you subscribe to the Big Thing audio feed. Speaking of which, I've been showing Steph and Kalinowski my graphics that I've been making today. I'm very proud of this one as well. Look at this. This is a new one. This is subscribe, like it, check it out, man. We got a lot going on this channel. I cannot wait for the Obi-Wan stuff, the Moon Knight reviews. I just did a review of the Northman. So much stuff on the channel, and we need you guys to check it out. All right, speaking of great graphics, oh yeah.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Sith Council, Big Thing Sith Council. Gotta used to saying that. Joining me as always, Mr. Mike Kalinowski.
Hello there.
Hello there.
How are you?
And Steph Sabraw.
Hello there.
What's going on? How are you guys? It's nice to see you.
You know how I am today. Oh, I'm off camera. Here we go.
No, you're good.
So,
How do you like the lightsabers?
I love it.
I love them.
Yeah,
I love my face too.
I got so excited. Yeah, look at that. So as we look, Steph's got her little.
Look at that.
Look how cute she is.
I know, right?
Did you draw those?
I did not know that. I have to get the artist name that sent that graphic.
Someone
which I
just
love
sent
so
it
much.
in.
Someone
That's
sent
fantastic.
it. We've been using
I love
it.
it.
I gotta give the guy credit. So I gotta find who it was because I made it clear. I've been doing these thumbnails now. I'm obsessed with the thumbnails and everything too. Well, I gotta give props. I give big props to Greg Alba from Real Reject.
I do. Look, Greg Alba's a great guy.
He's a great guy. He's a he's not only
talk about a good person, positive personality.
He's a
positivity,
but
plus.
he's a really good friend. That's what I will say. He's a really good person, and but besides just being a good friend, he's very smart in this, and he was helping me out with some of the stuff, and he gave me some tips, and I've been using them, and so we've been doing that. And Sith Council today, speaking of talking to people and talking to our pals, we got the full Sith Council.
We are,
but we also are going to be talking to the audience. Right, because they have a lot of great questions. So many that I had pulled all these questions like this. If we did all of these questions, we'll be here for 3 hours. So I pulled the ones that I thought were really, really great. They were all really great.
Oh, that's cool.
Ones, so some good ones.
I've always wanted to do an AMA, but then I would feel guilty if I wouldn't be able to answer all the questions.
No, you got.
But then I'd be worried if I didn't get any questions. I'd be like, nobody likes me.
Don't let fear stop you.
Yeah,
it's the truth. All right, so we are going to start, though, with the first. There's a story going on, and that's a great story. Did you hear this story, Mike? About
I didn't. What is that?
This is Amy Hemmerling, the woman who created Uncharted.
Yes, I just read that this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's doing a game finally for Star Wars that everyone's so excited about. And I want to get some of the details for this.
The deets.
They're gonna. All the stories start to break, like the rumors start to break right before Celebration, and then usually the reports, like Amy Henning is going to have a massive panel probably at Star Wars Celebration. But here's the rumor: Amy Henning and Skydance's Star Wars game is a spiritual successor to EA's canceled Project Ragtag. So there was an announcement that Amy Henning was working on a new Star Wars project. It might not be a completely new project after all. In a matter of speaking, if the rumors are true, indications seem to be that the project she is developing with Skydance is a spiritual revival of her earlier Star Wars game pitch, referred to internally as Project Ragtag at Electronic Arts. Earlier today, Amy Henning, best known for her work on the Uncharted video game series, chipped in following the confirmation that she and the team at Skydance are looking for new talent for a creative endeavor in the Star Wars galaxy, with multiple positions waiting to be filled. She says, excited to share the new Star Wars news today. Here's the even better news that we're hiring. If you'd like to join our team to work on either Marvel or Star Wars, check out our job listings down below. There's a lead VFX artist, senior systems designer, senior software engineer, senior animation engineer, senior gameplay animator, principal gameplay animator. And with the news of the title's development, some rumored details come out of the woodwork. There was a leaker who had previously given authentic leaks and details on the development of Star Wars Eclipse, has collaborated with Dual Shockers and revealed that the new project, entitled Project Waldron, will be set in the days of the Galactic Civil War, which seems to be only place anything's ever set.
I was going to say, like, wait, is that just a fancy word of saying?
Same place as always? Yeah. More importantly, however, Project Waldron is said to be a revival of sorts of Project Ragtag, which is the unfinished Star Wars game that was being developed at EA and Visceral Games, and later EA Vancouver before development was discontinued altogether. What we do know about Project Ragtag indicates it would have been a third-person shooter set between New Hope and Empire, with the players put into a small role of smuggler, now Mike's listening, rumored to be Han Solo at one point before the development of the Solo film, shifted to the story of an original character and a motley crew of criminals. In this story, the destruction of the first Death Star caused the Empire to crack down on regulations for multiple planets under their control, yada, yada, yada. And then we get back into stuff that we've seen a million times. With this, I don't know, there's a lot of shit here. So it's just enough.
Enough.
I mean, the thing that gets me excited about it is not the time period.
Yeah.
It's not the smugglers. It's not the Death Star, because we've seen it a million times over. It's the fact that Amy Henning is doing it, and the fact to have that type of game.
Yeah. Like an Uncharted type game.
Yeah, and Star Wars.
It's funny. People felt that way with Fallen Order? Fallen Order.
Yeah.
They're like, I was like, that didn't feel Uncharted to me. They were like, oh, it's Uncharted type. And I was like, it wasn't. It didn't
feel like that.
It didn't get in. Yeah, it didn't work for me.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, it didn't work for you.
Uncharted is one of my favorite series of all
got
times.
you.
It is one of my absolute favorite series of all times. And I should be ashamed that I didn't know that lady, Amy Henning, was in charge of it. I didn't know that.
That game is awesome. And and I agree with you. I do think that the story of that the Jet what's the Fallen Order. I do think that the story itself was really good. I had a problem with the game. Yeah. The problem I had with the game is because I'm the
gameplay you had a problem with.
I'm a noob. I'm not going to pretend that I'm not. I need help. So if when there's these games that when you're playing it for a while and you're around like a bush and you it's the game basically tells you how many games that are like this. Uncharted's like this. You're playing a game and basically, hey, asshole, stop circling the bush. It's not over here. Go hint. Yeah. It's over here. That's what they do in Uncharted. Yeah. If you keep looking around, hint. In this game, you could piss on this tree. You could you could have a camp by this.
Into walls.
Oh, you could fall off a cliff every 5 minutes, and you stick you in the same spot. No one helps you with shit. I'm like, I'm out.
No one helps you with shit.
I'm like, I'm out of here.
That's the problem. Nobody helps each other. Anyone in this world.
No, it's simulating life. That's you weren't ready.
I don't need
for
it, Steph. I don't need it. I don't need it. But the story itself was fantastic, and when I was actually progressing in the game, I loved it. I just got so frustrated that I'm like, I started at 9 o'clock. It's 3 a.m. I'm in the same spot I was at midnight, and I'm like, enough is enough. And it's no one's problem except my own.
I liked what was the one with Sam Witwer? Force
Unleashed. There's a question about Force Unleashed we'll get into, but before we do that, there's another as you guys saw, and people are gonna they ask about this in the questions itself, but I do want to get to the topic at hand, which if you clicked on the video in the first place, you saw this, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is this character. Is Liam Neeson lying? Is he lying? Is he telling lies? Here's the question. Here's the article at hand and what they're saying about good old Qui-Gon. Liam Neeson might be one of Hollywood's busiest men, but he isn't completely ruling out a return to a galaxy far, far away, although he says any return as Qui-Gon would have to be on the big screen in a film. Bullshit. Skeptical fans can rightfully speculate Neeson's doing a bit of deflection, misdirection, as many believe Neeson will return for Obi Wan Kenobi, but the Jedi Master is doing his best to throw curveballs into the mix. While out promoting his new movie Memory, Neeson spoke with comicbook.com, who opted to not ask the actor about any potential role, and he asked Neeson instead if he would consider coming back to Star Wars if given the chance. He said, "Oh, I think so, yeah, if it was a film. I'm a bit of a snob when it comes to TV, I guess, except when I did Clone Wars a bunch of different times." Oh, wait, he didn't say that. "I must admit, I just like the big screen, you know." Didn't he just, he just did a TV show.
Like, if you were to deflect, like, that is
the best way to do it.
Not even the best way. It's a shitty way to do it because it's terrible. It's like, well, go scroll back so I can see that here.
Yes.
Scroll up. Like, yeah, I'm a bit of a film snob when it comes to TV. I just like the big screen. Like, yeah, that's like, yeah, I'm on this TV show now, so I'm going to go completely 180 with what. Like, that's a terrible lie.
It's not good. We'll get into it.
That's terrible.
So then he said, "I can't believe it's 24 years since we made The Phantom Menace. I can't believe where the time has gone. It was a terrific experience shooting the film in London." All right, but yeah, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you basically, this goes back to that.
This is lies.
Of course, but look, it's just the Andrew Garfield thing.
Yeah, but worse. If he came and says, like, I would love to do TV. Think of how many great actors are on TV right now. I just haven't gotten the chance. Like, yeah, create something for me. I'd love to do TV. He's like, no, TV, I don't do it. I'm a film snob.
I think that's what he came up with.
I just have a very particular set of skills.
Let's go two ways with this.
Movies, not TV.
Let's go two ways because I think that all of us believe that he's full of it, right?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go the other way and say that he's not.
Okay. Star Wars will erupt.
Remember though, there is a potential that this is true, and I'll tell you why.
Okay, let's hear it.
Don't forget that not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago or 3 years ago, Liam Neeson got himself into some trouble with some really
unsavory dudes?
No, words that he says.
Oh, by deciding to snitch on himself on live air.
About it was kind of a racist statement that he made, right?
Did he?
Yeah.
Yes,
I missed this.
It wasn't good what he said, right? But the question is,
I missed this.
But Hollywood is also a very forgiving place. You know, I mean,
just ask Ezra Miller.
Ezra Miller is a different conversation.
I know.
It's just
joking.
I think my man needs help. I think he needs a lot of help, but that's another conversation. But this is not that. This is something that whatever had happened, Hollywood's forgiving. But the question also could be, I'm just bringing. I don't think this is the case, but it could be that they said, listen, yeah, we could fit him into this role, but we could also explain it's 10 years, and maybe instead of dealing with any of the backlash of people coming in saying anything, or I just don't really want to work with the guy. Possible, probable, no. But possible, it's with the way that the world is today, it's possible. But
it is.
But I do think it's the former. I think he's full of it.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be.
I get. Because I don't remember this conversation with him that he had. So I mean, maybe people that in industry closer
does
to him
say
are
like, a lot.
I don't like the way that he says.
It does say a lot though that it's not that you don't even know about it.
Right.
It wasn't. It was.
I'm a big Neeson fan.
It was a big story. But maybe not enough that it's stuck.
Was it just an interview?
He had an interview, and it was talking about how he has changed the way he views race and kind of the growth he's had in that perspective. And he cited a story in which it was a different version of himself years before, I think maybe over a decade, where one of his friends was assaulted, and he just went to a black neighborhood and started just wanting to beat the crap out of anyone who was black.
So he's basically saying, "Hey, this was me before, and I'm changing. I've grown as an adult." That's wow. That's an adult growing and learning from their mistakes, not something to be canceled over.
But I think, but maybe not. Maybe a lot of people did see it that way. Maybe said he was. But listen, either way. Point is, I don't know what the deal is either way. If that's the case, the answer to that is probably
it's probably not.
No.
I think he thinks that he's made a funny.
I think he's being clever.
And then
I don't
he's
do
gonna
that.
Be like, this is the big screen now. Get it?
Because the other thing, though, by the way, is that he just did television.
I want to do some improvisational comedy.
You ever see him on Extras?
No. But I'm not talking about Clone Wars. He just did something recently
on TV,
on Scottish television. Someone just said, or he's
Scottish television.
I guess so. He's doing television.
His movies aren't doing great, so
they're terrible.
I don't know what
they're terrible.
Yeah,
He's now with Nicolas Cage and Bruce Willis were doing the directing. He's doing that, but they're coming out on screen somehow. This Blacklight movie I saw recently that he did. Oh my god! And now he's got another one.
Oh my god!
And now he's got another one coming out.
So he had that string in a row, Honest Thief, Marksman.
People just keep giving him the same. If you're him, take as many as you can.
Yeah, it's that
he's
older
65
man,
years old.
Older man action, whatever.
See, hey Siri, how old is Liam Neeson?
No, 65. That's my Siri.
Come on.
Liam Neeson is 69 years
He's almost 70 years
69.
old.
He looks
69,
And he
dudes.
good.
And he's still front kicking people in the face. You know, so of
Front
course,
kicking people in the face. Fucking
Yeah.
push kick.
Go off,
Push kick to the
Liam.
front face.
listen, the front face. So that's if you're him.
Can you believe it's been 13 years since Taken?
That's what I'm saying. If you're
That's insane.
but
My dad
if
watched
you're
it
him,
every year.
I love Taken.
if you are him, you take every time someone says, he's like, "Oh, we're going to do Blacklight 4?" Yeah, sure, I'll do it. If you're Liam Neeson, he's in that position. He's got like that De Niro thing also, where he's never going to hurt his career now.
Yeah.
He's a legend.
He can do as many of these crappy movies as he wants, and who cares? He getting paid. He's like,
You know,
look,
I'm
you want to
surprised-
lose the money in the box office? I don't care. You just
I'm
keep paying me.
surprised he's never gone the way of trying to do Oscar bait material. I don't want to say Oscar bait.
He's done. Remember,
Yeah, like
Rob
Kinsey.
Roy and all those things
But
that he
like-
used to do.
So he's got it in him.
Of course,
Like Bruce Willis was never going to be.
dude, he's almost 70.
I
years
remember
old. He
reading
doesn't
an
wanna do
article with
it.
Bruce Willis. He was getting upset that he wasn't getting the roles that Clooney was getting, like the Syriana
Yeah.
stuff. He
He
just
did
wasn't.
Schindler's List.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's what I
but
mean.
that was 30 years ago. Like why he
he's-
didn't?
because-
Why he didn't go down that path of like?
because he just wants.
That
look,
probably sucked.
But that's my. But this all leads back to our point here. If he's doing these types of movies,
Yeah.
right, and he's doing Blacklight and whatever the hell this movie is that's coming out, and he's getting paid for it,
Yeah.
you're telling me that Disney Plus comes to him and says, "Hey, man, we're going to pay you 3 times what you got for Blacklight to do a cameo as Qui Gon." He's going, "No, I don't want to do it because it's TV."
I-
yeah,
I'm
not,
saying,
a chance.
he's-
Not a chance.
Get out of
He's
here.
doing it. He's in it. This is the worst fake ever.
It's bad.
Ever. It's worse than Andrew Garfield's.
Well, yeah.
Andrew Garfield at least seemed befuddled about it.
But this is super boomer of him. You know what I mean? Like
Super
He's got to
boomer?
though.
What's
No,
that
I don't
mean?
think it's boomer of him. He's
what does
got-
this mean, boomer?
Like-
it's you. It's
Oh,
it's the
like-
epitome of you.
it's like an old dad joke. Like
Yeah.
I think he like
I'm a Gen X.
I'm not.
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah.
My age. That's all I can prove it how.
This is how you just proved you're a boomer. For the last 3 minutes, your whole face has been covered by that microphone. Thank you. Much better. It's like my dad using Skype.
Man, I look like I got some sun here.
Yeah, you do.
It's
Yeah.
pretty good.
It's good stuff.
Almost as good as you out there, Steph.
All right.
Look at you.
All right, stop this.
Golden tan.
Stop this.
Jesus.
So we all agree he's full of it.
He's full of
Yes.
it.
He's full of it. All right. So there's
He's
no.
got a particular set of skills.
Yeah, so we-
And
But
those
either
skills are
way,
gonna put him
now
on
the
Obi-Wan.
stakes are higher, and I like can't wait to see if he shows up or doesn't.
it's
And if
true.
he
It's a good
doesn't,
way to do
heads
it.
will explode and heads will roll.
And if he doesn't show up, though, it's like it is going to make me ask, like, why wouldn't you? Because the way that they explained it in the novels
Yeah.
was that it was 10 years after
died.
Revenge of the Sith is when. After Revenge of the Sith is when he finally connected to Obi-Wan. So this takes place 10 years. So you could technically say, well, it hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen after.
But aren't those books not canon anymore?
No, those books
Those
are
are
canon.
canon.
Yeah.
Okay.
So but the thing that it's there's a lot of moments like this in Star Wars. Yoda says to Obi-Wan, "You're going to Tatooine to learn how to do this," and they still don't ever show it. It's like,
God.
yeah. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. All right, let's get. We have. Before we get into, we're gonna get a lot of questions. But before we do that, I wanted to tell you guys, Steph, have you been using this Athletic Greens yet?
Not yet.
Oh,
but I
you need
want
to. You are gonna love it. I've been using. I started it not too long ago, and then really needed it when I was going to San Diego. It just makes you feel so good. And I was always someone who was like not a big vitamin person because I was like, there's too many of them. You got to take this and you got to take that. This is fantastic. I've been using it every day. Really, Brett was raving about it, so I started saying, okay, I'll use it. And I didn't ever think that I had the time to be able to do it, but it's so easy. And I wanted better gut health, more energy, optimized immune system. And I didn't like taking the pills and the vitamins. I wanted a supplement that actually tastes great, which it does, surprisingly. Wanted to see what the hype was all about. And so if you're wondering what it is, it's just one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, and you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and it helps you start your day. So I do it because it does. You do it right before breakfast, and it really gets you going. I've given it to friends and families. They love it. So it supports better sleep quality, recovery. It supports mental clarity and alertness. It costs less than $3 a day. If you're you're investing in your health, and it's cheaper than your cold brew habit. You're investing in an all-in-one nutritional insurance. Athletic Greens has over 7,000 five-star reviews, and it's recommended by professional athletes. So if you want to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, you're just one scoop away from doing it. You just put it in a cup of water, and that's it. No need for a million different pills and supplements to look out for your health. So to make it very easy for you, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D, and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. And all you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/bigthing. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/bigthing. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. So for audio listeners, make sure you do that. And for peeps,
it's good?
Dude, it's really good.
I'm older. I need to start doing stuff like this.
It's awesome, man.
Trust me, man.
It gets you like in the morning. And it tastes good because a lot of that stuff is like, ugh, gotta fire it down. It's good. It tastes like a fruit punch, but it's
really
good.
green, but it tastes like a fruit punch.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, maybe I'll try it.
You should try it. Check it out. And they have a lot of these packets. You can like the travel
You
packets
should,
and all of it. It comes in the scoops. Anyway, I love it, and you guys will love it too. But what I love is that you guys have been putting in your questions. Look at that logo. Look at that.
It's great.
Isn't it great? I'm
Makes
so
me look
proud
like
of
a
myself.
badass. I love it.
So
Yeah,
proud of
it's
myself.
Look at that
Amazing.
jaw on me. Jesus.
It's good.
I know.
All right.
Like a model.
Let's start with Sean Bake.
You are a model.
This is more. I think this is gonna be more for Mike because he's the game.
Well,
writer of the
throw it
three of
at
us.
me.
Have you guys played the new Lego Star Wars game yet? If so, what have been your favorite parts of the game so far? I hear good things.
Yeah, those Legos, they really did a good market on, like, they had a DC one, a Marvel one, a Harry Potter one. They're fun, but
It's the same thing after a while.
I feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it. But they've always
People
done.
love it.
I've been seeing, like, people have been posting screenshots, and they throw some great Easter eggs, like funny Easter egg
very
stuff.
clever,
Like there was a
those two, yeah.
Spaceballs reference in there.
Oh,
like
that's
stuff.
cool.
They make it. I'll say this about the games. They make them for all ages, but if an adult playing it, you're like, oh, that's pretty funny. Like little things. So yeah, but I haven't had time to play video games in so long.
Yeah, some people really love it. I haven't had a chance either, but I'm with Mike. I just haven't had a chance to do it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you for that one. All right, here's the next one. Ronin Unchained. My question for the council is, what can we, the community of the Sith Council, do to make sure 3 of you go to Star Wars Celebration? This show podcast is one of the leading places to discuss and put out Star Wars information you've earned. Well, thank you, Ronan. All right,
Thank you,
so
That's
Ronan.
a great question.
What a great.
so it's funny that you say that. So
It's a great guy. What a great compliment. Thank
so
you,
some
sir.
updates. As I mentioned to you guys last week on the show, I had put in for my media badge and I got denied. But I reached out to a contact over at ReadPop who said, "Well, that doesn't really make sense. Let me double check." And then they went back and they said it was a mistake, and I got approved for my badge. So I was approved for my media badge. I will be there, and so Steph and Mike came in, and Steph just said I got denied for my badge. So I was like, okay. So I reached out to my contact
Can't
today,
handle it.
and I'm gonna check. I'm trying my hardest to make sure that, but Steph and Mike are able to get in, so we can cover it together. I will definitely be there, and I'm gonna try my damnedest to get Steph and Mike there. So I guess nothing really that you guys can do because we're not gonna have a panel. I think that's gonna be a thing that's unfortunate, but it's just not gonna happen because you're gonna get approved for your panels. You're gonna get approved from a little while ago. Sadly, we did not, but we will be there. Maybe we can even do something where we. If the 3 of us go, that we can do like something live on the channel, and then we can have fans come up and ask questions while we're there, and that could be fun. Mm-hmm. So either way, I'm like I said, I'm going to try my hardest to make sure that Steph and Mike are there with me, but I will definitely be there. But yeah, thank you guys for asking. All right, here's the next one. Charles Buchanan IV.
Buchanan.
Okay, Buchanan. Okay. Are you concerned with Disney's fear to deal with villainous or evil main characters? Seems like it could limit story possibilities, like turning Boba Fett into likable landlord from the occasional crime lord stories that we were sold on. It's a good question. It really is. It's a good question.
Oh my! Not a landlord.
The landlord.
I mean, he really
I've never
is.
heard that,
He
but
really
that's
is a landlord.
brilliant.
He really is a landlord.
Holy damn!
But it's look.
That's the laugh of the morning for me.
So
A landlord.
Well, here's the for every thing that they did, villains in general is not fair to say, right? Because Boba Fett was never really a villain. He was a bad guy, or in I guess Return of the Jedi, but in his ways and the way that they turned him, I think was extreme. So I'm not gonna try to walk that back. But you look at somebody like Moff Gideon. I mean, he's about as evil as they come.
Yeah. I do see what he's saying though, because you do see like when the Netflix Marvel stuff came on, and they edited out some of the blood and stuff, and then they put it back. Oh no, it was Winter Soldier. They edited out like
no,
the blood.
it was Daredevil too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you do see, and it's not wrong to think that Disney does modify their content. And I did this recently. I was like, you know what? I went through all the streaming services and I said, look, who's got the best library? If you look at the Disney library, if you go to their movies and you click on their library, it's all
Disney.
Like, I know Disney, but there's
the
nothing
new
like.
merger.
Well,
Have you seen it recently?
Like I look at HBO Max and their lineup That's hands down the best library.
No one's going to compare with HBO Max.
No,
when it comes to
HBO
movies.
Max.
But I'm just saying, if you look, it was like everything was like.
When did you last
happy
look
and
at Disney
colorful and,
Plus?
I'd say a week or two ago.
I feel like ever since they made it with all the Fox content and the FX content,
The movies. Do they have a lot of the movies
the
there?
Predator stuff. The Predator stuff is on HBO Max.
They have
It's
like
not on
Gone
Disney.
Girl on Disney Plus now.
No,
Yes.
no, I don't believe that.
Well, it's a Fox movie, so it would make sense. They have a lot of the Fox. It depends. To answer your question, remember, there's a licensing agreement that they probably want.
Right,
eventually
that's
they'll
the
start-
licensing.
But they'll probably start to put it on.
But it just looked
Disney
like-
because Fox they own all Fox's
Yeah, but
library.
then HBO has all the Predator stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Though, is HBO probably has a license to that.
I
Still.
think they have
Do you-
Predator too now.
But
We'll
does
find
is Logan on Disney Plus yet?
Let me look right now.
Okay, because
I don't know about that.
I've been
it's got the other
gassed
X-Men
about
movies though. It's
this.
got like Apocalypse
that's
and
what
all
I mean.
those other
Eventually,
ones.
eventually,
I don't
it
know
will.
about Logan.
I bet you eventually.
I don't know
right
if
now.
Deadpool's on there though.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is that eventually it will be. It's
Yeah.
like they're this.
But he's
step,
not. This Buchanan has a good point because I've seen a lot of talk about this. Like, do Disney will we get violence and hardcore evil characters in these shows? I mean, if you look at all the MCU stuff that the TV shows, I mean,
Well, did you watch the latest Moon Knight?
I haven't. I'm
Okay,
I'm 3 episodes in, and that show was such a disappointment
I
to
really
me.
like it, but
It's such a-
but there's
I wanted
there's
so
something
much-
that happens in the fourth one that's
Okay.
pretty brutal
Okay.
at one point, and I'm like, and it's like okay, there's like a horror movie element to it, and I wonder if they will do, and I think the Acolyte has a chance to really
We'll see.
because. I mean, it's called the Acolyte, and it's supposed to be about the Sith.
then again-
I don't want the Acolyte to turn good. To go to this guy's point, I don't
Yeah.
want the Acolyte at the end to see the error of their ways, and then now the Acolyte it turns to the light side, and it's like that's so predictable, and it's
Yeah.
like let's not do that.
No.
Let's give me That's why I want to see a Palpatine series. That's why I want to see a Bane series. But I can understand why Disney is scared.
But on the other hand, I do understand. At the end of the day, it's for kids. Star Wars is for kids, and I know there's the people that want an
But
R-rated.
couldn't you make that argument for Marvel?
They want an R-rated. Yeah, and I think that's why Marvel we won't get that stuff. And I'm not saying it's wrong.
I mean,
We're not going
I
to
don't
get.
know,
We're
but
not going to
I
get a
thought they
Star
did
Wars
Thanos.
version of. We're not going to get a Star Wars version of Peacemaker out there, like some bounty hunter that just
but I don't
is
think
ridiculous.
That's not what he's saying.
I know.
He's just
He just
talking
wants
about like
evil and villainous instead
But he's
of
just
a
talking
landlord.
about like I agree with him where with Boba Fett, right?
Right.
Boba Fett was
They
when you look-
homogenized him.
But when you look at the way he was in the Mandalorian episode,
Yeah.
he was great.
Yes.
that was the
Yeah.
Boba Fett. Like, oh, that's the Boba Fett I always wanted to see. And he's got an
Right.
edge to him, and when he's fighting with Bo-Katan, it's
Yes.
great. And then what they said in a meeting probably was, well, he's pretty much exactly like Din. So what if he's with the Sand People and then he sees the error of his ways and he becomes good? You're like, no,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
and that's what you
And
did.
I
Boba Fett.
I think
they kind of ruined Boba
a lot
Fett
of
now.
fans are seeing that and you had this great character and you softened him. Like, is this what
Yeah.
we're going to do with all these hard
and that's,
characters?
and that's
I
that's
get
what
that.
he's asking.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I don't think they're going to do that with everyone because
Hope not,
No,
but we'll
because
see.
look, because Din still has his edge, and even though Din
Yeah.
went more to the good side, you can still have your edge. But he's talking about villainous or evil main characters. I think you're going to see it with Vader. You ain't going to see Vader turn around in Obi Wan. This is prime Vader. So we're going to see
it's an influx situation.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one here. I am Darth Malgus. Do you feel like a series of movies in the Old Republic would be a good idea instead of limiting themselves to a trilogy? I think that the way of the trilogy of saying we're doing a trilogy is so old school.
Yeah.
And it just make a movie.
Where did that come from?
I mean, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
But that was never a
original
trilogy.
Well, it was. I mean, once you got past 82, it was.
But like Indiana Jones, up until that point, they were never going to make the Indiana Jones trilogy.
No,
They
but it
never said
became-
after
well,
Raiders
because
we're
after-
doing a
I think
I think
trilogy.
it's just like a rule of 3.
Yeah, because after the original trilogy became so big, and then Lord of the Rings, and everything, okay, because then there was that
So
whole.
do you think? I think maybe the Lord of the Rings was the one. Like, oh, let's start doing trilogies. That
Well,
worked out so well.
once you had the original trilogy of Star Wars, and then you coupled it with Lord of the Rings, and then the prequels come out, then it was like, okay, the
That makes sense.
trilogies. Everybody's
I'd
doing
say
trilogies.
the prequels in Lord of the Rings was
Yeah.
like a prepackaged. We know we're doing
Right.
3 going in.
Yeah.
And then they just feel because it's a thing that they've
awful.
done a million times over.
Yeah,
like now we have to do 7, 8, 9, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, you don't have to do 7, 8, 9. So I don't think you need to do a trilogy. I think trilogy is so dated.
I hate
Yeah.
that.
I want nothing
Hate
to
it.
do with an Old Republic movie stuff. I wanted to go see. I think you have so much more of a opportunity to do the Game of Thrones Rome on TV.
Yeah.
However, if you want, and I said if you can jumpstart a series by putting it in the theater first, like if you if the first thing you ever saw from Old Republic was in the theater,
Yeah.
Sure. Sign me up. Did you find anything, Steph?
No, they're not on them.
They're not on them,
Logan
right?
or Deadpool.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There you go.
but eventually it will be.
Yeah.
But
We'll see.
So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that Old Republic...
I like your idea of a movie kicking it off.
and then like a series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of
I'm just
them
thinking
not
because like
being
what
so
if
tight.
what if you're then series you're focusing on characters that weren't as well liked in the movie. Maybe do the movie and then see which hits, and then do the spin-off of I don't
The
know.
Old Republic's tricky because Old Republic for me, the way that if anybody in their right mind would ever give me anything to do with,
I would.
what I would do for the Old Republic is start the beginning of the Revan and Malak and how it all kind of came to be with the Sith holocrons and all that stuff. But then you set it into motion, and you can spend 7 to 8 to 10 seasons in the Old Republic because you go from that time period, spend 2-3 seasons during the time of Revan and all that, and then leading up to eventually whatever it is 1,000 years later when it's, and this is why I equate it to Rome, where then you have the Darth Bane era where for years leading up to the Darth Bane era, you have the stuff you saw in the Old Republic in those video games when all the Sith would battle all the Jedi. Like that time period, through all that time to see that, and then realizing why can't the Sith get it done with all this power, and the reason why is because they keep killing each other within because they keep craving the power to where eventually Bane comes up through the ranks and you do a full season of Bane, and then Bane takes over, creates the rule of 2, and that ultimately you can lead the series finale whenever it would be Darth Plagueis leading into Palpatine years later.
And I'll tell you why I don't think that's happening or will
of course
happen.
it won't happen.
Because to those people involved in the higher ups, there's no Skywalker in that. There's no.
But they're doing High Republic
Stormtrooper
stuff though.
Yeah, but
That's not gonna have any
I
of
feel that there's a contingency. I feel that is terrified if there's not a Skywalker somehow
attaching it to
everything that they do.
I agree, but I think that they're definitely cutting those cords with
they should
the acolyte,
and if they trust, it'll be there. The trust will be there.
Well, that's why I think they're going so heavy into High Republic and not Old Republic, because they went with this full launch of the games and the books and the comic books and now the series. They're gonna and I still think we're gonna get some more announcements for High Republic stuff. They're going full in on High Republic.
Okay,
go ahead, Steph. What were you gonna say?
Oh yeah, I love the High Republic, but I just really enjoyed that pitch, Kristian. I think that they're a little bit afraid of kind of pressing the lines of how many episodes per season. We're seeing them dip their toes in that now, where they're deciding like some shows don't need as many episodes, and I like that.
Yeah.
But I think the movie and show mix is going to take a long time. I don't think we'll see that for like 5
No, probably
years.
not. But it's like, and that's why there's just so much history that they don't. That's why it just drives me nuts that they have all of that material of the Revan stuff, the Malak stuff, the Old Republic stuff, the Darth Bane stuff, leading into the Acolyte that leads into Plagueis. I mean, they have so much that they could be set for 10 to 15 years if they went down that route, but they just don't go after it. I don't
Weird
understand why.
when they decide they're gonna be like dark or light, because I feel like in Clone Wars there's some really dark parts that if they adapted it into live action, I don't know if they would. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they get away with more on the animated version, like the stuff with Darth Maul and his brother Savage
right.
is so, they're just like killing everyone on every planet, but they don't
went
really
dark.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I think that they could do that with the Acolyte. They could go dark.
I hope they do, man. And I'm telling you, I heard myself say it before, and I'm actually terrified of it, that they're going to make the Acolyte turn good at the end. Like, it's not everybody needs to turn good.
It'll happen.
I bet you it's going to happen. Like the Acolyte realizes the error of their ways. And it's like, wait a minute. Oh, maybe I should be a Jedi. And it's like, no. Be a Sith. No.
You know what's interesting though? When I was in London, I was met like these group of guys. They were talking about Star Wars. They were talking about Boba Fett series. So I said, "Oh, you guys watch the or what are you guys talking about?" And they were like,
You don't
So
know.
a bunch of dudes
And then
are sitting around
did you
talking
school
in a
them with
bar,
it? Did you
and
school
you're
them
like,
within
"Yeah,
seconds?
literally-
I don't want to hear this. I want to hear this. Go ahead.
literally was like, "What are you guys talking about?" They're like, "Oh, just Star Wars," and I was like, yeah, what about it? And they're like, Boba Fett. And then I was just like, sit down, younglings.
That's
Let
right.
me
See,
show you
that's
the
so
world.
funny to me.
Stop cutting this story off.
I'm
This is,
interjecting, not cutting her off.
She's in the middle of this London story where she used her Sith Council
Let's go.
powers.
Yeah, I went in there. I think they all subscribed to the channel by the
Oh,
end of
nice.
my conversation. But what was interesting is that once they got past the fact that women can like Star Wars and know more than them, they liked Boba Fett. They were like, I get
Right.
I get what people were saying, but we were just so happy to
I love
get
that.
anything that was
Yeah.
Boba.
Yeah, or Star Wars in general. Look,
Yeah, or
and
Star Wars.
That's the thing. I don't dislike that series either. I like that series. I do. I think that there is. I know you don't, but I think that there are things that, and I understand that other people don't. I don't like the way that Boba Fett was handled, but I love the way that I know that people have the whole argument against it, but when Din and Luke and everything, like those are some of the best Star Wars material
Yeah,
that we've gotten so
I
far.
agree on those episodes.
Whenever the hell, whether you argue or not, whether it should have been there or not, you still got it. And then anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Excuse me.
Bless you. So my point of this is, what I would say when I interrupted you, was the fact that if I'm at a bar with some dudes talking Star Wars and a hot chick like you comes up
And knows her stuff.
no Star Wars, I'm like, young lady, come on up and have a seat.
I think that's
like,
exactly.
How is
but
that?
It seems like that's exactly what happened.
But they were like, oh, what does she know about Star Wars?
But yeah, they at first it's like okay, let's see what
I
you
don't
think
care.
you know.
I wouldn't care if you didn't know any. That's
I
like,
know what you mean.
I don't care if you didn't know anything about Star Wars.
I don't
Yeah.
think they were being dicks.
I'd be
to you.
like,
They were probably
yes,
just-
young lady,
yeah.
come over here. Let's talk Star Wars.
Yeah.
So were they being dicks, or they were being kind of
the
not condescending?
only
just
at
kinda like-
first, like it was the way that they like thought there
Like
was
you would
no
know,
world
that
in
you would
which
know.
I was interested
and
in
you
the
know,
conversation.
and you know more about them in 5
Yeah.
minutes than they would know about you.
Good for you,
100%.
Steph. Good for you.
It's awesome. All right, let's move. Let's keep moving on. We'll do. We have a lot of questions. I hope that I can get to all of them. Maybe not.
Well, you better get to all of them.
Watch your mouth. Ash prowls at Cheers though. Chances of any kind of Rey spinoff. Disney didn't realize that yellow lightsaber to only show it once.
I get what you're saying.
I you know what? He wrote release, and I
Yeah,
said
and
realize.
you did realize.
I know. Yes,
You
I
realized
realized
you
that I
were
said it
wrong.
wrong because I just put my glasses on. So thank you.
I 100% think there's more Rey stuff coming. I think to a generation, and someone on Twitter made a great point about this. They said, us kids now that are loving Rey, we were you guys
Yeah,
that
the
love the
prequels.
prequels that are now
Yeah.
championing Hayden Christensen, like, hey, you guys are all wrong.
Right.
He's awesome. In 10, 15 years, these kids are going to grow up that we're with Rey are going to be
I agree-
embracing
I
Rey,
agree
and
with you.
all of us will be like,
Love Rey.
"Oh, Rey's great now."
I think
Watch.
Rey is. I think Rey is similar to. I mean, yes, there are those people who you'd call her Mary Sue, whatever it is,
know.
too. But
Yeah.
I mean, but the majority of people that watch those movies, that whether you like them, dislike them, can admit that Daisy Ridley was awesome in that.
The
Yeah.
cast was great.
She was awesome in that role. And
Cast
she was
is
great
great.
as Rey. I do think we'll see her again, but I agree with you. I don't think we're going to see her until she's like 40. And
Yeah.
she's like, she just
It's gonna
turned
be a
30.
while.
So she's going to be like 40. A wise Rey.
Yeah.
10 years in the future, when we find out, like, she's finally, actually, someone does start a Jedi Academy and someone doesn't burn it down.
And is
it's not the same.
competent
Someone
at it.
turns and all the same
I
crap
think-
that we've seen a million times over.
That's a great thing. You show her being a competent teacher.
and she's running it, and the Jedi Order is back and
Yeah.
up and running, and whether there's Sith or a Sith army that comes out, whatever, or something else, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it might be, to have her come back, let her sit on it for a while. Daisy Ridley, she probably still remember. It was a brutal time for that cast. Like
All of them.
They were like, it's like they got into Star Wars thinking that they were gonna, like, it was just like this fun, embracing
Yeah.
thing, and it was like politics.
And just seeing
Yeah.
the love of Force Awakens, the lead up to it, like
Yes.
the cast photo
How
of
excited
I'll do
they
this
were.
forever. Can you imagine?
And then-
and
and then
all
it-
three of
it
them are now
dropped-
like, Oscar Isaac, come do Moon Knight. He's like, I did Star Wars. Nope. Now don't want to go to the MCU. And he's like, come on, it's gonna be okay. Finn's like, nope, not
They'll
doing
all-
that anymore.
They'll all change their tune when it comes to, like, when you look at, like,
And you can't blame him.
and you
can't blame
You
him.
can't blame
take the
them.
prequels also, the same thing that happened with the prequels,
Oh,
where
poor Ahmed Best.
but Hayden Christensen probably wanted nothing to do with Star Wars forever.
Yeah.
Probably wanted. He's like, you know what? I don't never want to go near that thing again. And now,
And that's-
and I remember too when he showed up at Celebration in 2019.
Yeah,
It
right before
was like
pandemic.
the King returned.
Yeah.
It's like the King returned, and there was a time.
You have to remember these kids, they grow up. The kids that love the prequels, like
course.
the Ace Cabrera, and I talked to him.
And they start to become the majority.
Ace Cabrera was the you and I of
Yeah.
the old trilogy.
and they start to become the majority, and,
yeah.
they become louder, and that's why.
Matthew Kearns.
Yeah. So
These
look,
kids,
all
like-
of it, man.
yeah.
So all right, let's move on. Before we do, actually, I also want to tell you guys, if you didn't know, and now you do. Where the hell is it? Up. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Where is it?
Little thumbnail view.
I'm trying. You like that one? I don't know. I can't find it.
I see that Kristian a lot.
When I'm in college, it's true. I can't
throwing pens.
All right, so there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Coinbase. I've been trying to tell you guys about it, and now I can. Coinbase. Mike, I don't know if you listened about Coinbase, but you should.
I listen to everything you say.
Well, thank you so much. All right. I'm curious if you guys are crypto curious, and if you ever thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency, but if you felt a little overwhelmed, Coinbase makes learning to buy and sell simple. Cryptocurrency might feel like a secret or exclusive club, but Coinbase believes that everyone, everywhere should be able to get in the door. Whether you've been trading for years or just getting started, Coinbase can help. If you've been looking to level up financial portfolio, it's always good to diversify. Why not think about cryptocurrency? Backed up by the world's leading investors, Coinbase keeps your portfolio safe and secure while adding crypto into your mix. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy-to-use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. Millions of people in over 100 countries trust Coinbase with their digital assets. Whether you're looking to diversify, just getting started, or searching for a better way to access a crypto market, start today with Coinbase. Now, for a limited time only, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today for Coinbase.com/bigthing. You got to sign up at Coinbase.com/bigthing. You get free $10 in Bitcoin. This offer is very limited, though. Limited time only. Be sure to sign up today. That is Coinbase.com/bigthing. Link is in the description. All right. Let's get to the
question.
Next question. Next question on the docket, ladies and gentlemen. And it is. We did that one already. Saucy. All right. Jason Ward from Making Star Wars, who breaks scoops all of the time. How do you feel about the state of Star Wars in 2022, and where are you at it? Oh, excuse me. And where are you at with it? All right. So I like where we're at in 2022 with Star Wars. A lot, actually. As I said, you're going to get... I would much rather have Star Wars series that come out that if somebody doesn't like that, there are certainly things about Boba Fett that you can watch and love. There are certainly things that you cannot.
Yeah.
It finished over like 2 or 3 months ago, and now 2-3 months later, our focus is attention to Obi Wan, right? And I've said this many times over, as opposed to sitting in that wasn't what I wanted. Disney messed it up again, or whatever. However you feel about it, and then it's, I got to wait 3 years for another thing. You wait 3 months, and now you like this. If you don't like the TV stuff, and you're not liking it, if you don't like Mandalorian, and you don't like Boba Fett, and you don't like Obi Wan, then it's not going to be for you.
Right.
It's and maybe you just then go back and watch the original trilogy or the prequels, whatever you like.
And they're there for that.
And I love the state of that. I think that now, if someone's like, well, what do you think about the state of the movies? To me right now, the state of the movies is just so non-existent.
Yeah.
It's like they'll make an announcement about it, and maybe it gets canceled. Maybe it happens. Who the hell knows? I don't care, because I have stuff that I'm watching right now in Star Wars. So I love this state. I actually think that 2022 Star Wars for me is the most happy I've been with Star Wars in years, because Force Awakens, as we've mentioned here on this show, when it came out, everybody was hyped, excited to go. You watch it, people loved it. But when you watch it now, it's kind of depressing, because you know where it kind of leads afterwards, and there was no plan. There seems to be a plan, and I'm in for it.
It's hard with the films to distance yourself now from the world view of those films. Like, it's hard to just sit. Like the prequels, I can watch, and I've love them more and more the more.
Because there was a plan.
Them.
There was a plan for those movies.
Like I've really had a rekindled love of the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
But with these films, there's such a disdain to them. It's like if I ever tried to go back and watch the 2017 Justice League. It's just there's
as opposed to Zack Snyder's.
Yeah,
right.
Like that I can watch just fine and enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's just knowing the drama that went along with this film.
Right,
You're
of course.
just like, I can't watch it without that. But the Star Wars films, like the TV shows, like I love where we are.
You like it the state where we're at right now?
I love the fact, and it's hard because there's some stuff that comes on TV, like, and I don't want to. I guess I'll say it, like in the MCU, where it just doesn't feel the same as a movie. Like, and I'm saying that from a visual standpoint or a production quality.
Yeah.
Like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that show felt like a television show.
Yeah.
And some of the Marvel still feels like that. Some doesn't. It's weird. So I don't know if it's a cinematography thing with who they've got working on it. But Star Wars, no matter who's behind the camera, feels like it's still part of Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I know it's a weird thing to talk about and a weird thing to feel.
But you like where we are, stated.
I do, because I can pop on an episode that I love.
Yes, I love it. The thought of me laying in bed with my big TV in front of me, an Obi-Wan series.
Oh my, here we go.
And I can watch it from my home, Obi-Wan, as the series.
Yes.
I feel like I'm just as excited as Force Awakens.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
same, and that's why I think that absolutely love where we're at, and I think that after Celebration, there's going to be a lot of new announcements, and that's not even including the stuff that they've done with the comic books and the video games
the
that they're
books
announcing.
are great right now too.
There's a lot of stuff that they're doing. I think that's really good. But as far as the state of Star Wars, just as a medium, I think that it was a very, very smart move for them to pull back that plan of doing a Star Wars movie a year because they just didn't have a hold on it. And then once they got a hold of TV, and they're like, okay, well, we can knock these things out, and we can put like not just one out a year. We can put like 3 or 4 of them out a year, and people are hyped up about them. Like the hype that they're going to get between Boba Fett this year that they already had, Mandalorian this year, and or Obi-Wan. I mean, and then you're going to get Ahsoka and Acolyte and more, and then who knows what the hell they're going to announce? Who knows? It's so I'm very. This to me is the most exciting time in Star Wars because it's stuff that I care more about the lore than there's people. There are people, and I don't give anybody crap for this. But there are people that like to go to watch Star Wars in the theater because they like the spectacle.
Yeah.
And they like watching the ships and the big battles. And that's not why I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars for the overall lore and the mythology and the philosophy and all that stuff. And I think
that's a good point, man.
I think that transfers over better on television than it does because when you try to condense that into 2 hours, it's tough.
Here's a great thing then, and to what I feel and how I kind of put it together. Like for the MCU, some shows work great as TV shows.
Yeah.
But like Moon Knight, I think as a movie would have been so much better for me. Star Wars is hitting, they know what works. Like, I don't want to see a Mandalorian movie.
Right. Some people do, but
I don't.
I don't.
That's the thing. And
season finale or series finale, maybe.
Whoever's at Disney that's doing, like Filoni, if it's him that's doing this, they know, like, so I like what they're doing. They're not trying to cram these shows in a movie. Like Book of Boba Fett, or Boba Fett was going to be a movie. As much as I didn't care for the show, I think it worked so much better as a TV show.
Yeah, because again, it's the more it's sorry, Steph, go ahead.
It just works.
No, I just completely agree with that. I think that Disney, all of these networks are gonna, Marvel and Star Wars are gonna have to decide.
Yeah.
I think now most days and most times when I think of a story, I am thinking this is gonna be a better show than movie.
Yeah.
But there are the times, I think that's a good point with Moon Knight, that I think that movie could have rocked.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be as explored, but with Star Wars characters, I really want to walk with them and live with them.
All right, here's a question for you and for the people listening to this. What do you guys feel about a movie, but a movie just for streaming? That doesn't get a theatrical release, but they do a 2-hour,
I love that.
higher budget,
Love it.
spectacle that people want the spectacle, or is it they just need that? Because I'll be honest, seeing the Batman on the big screen with the Dolby Prime Theater with that scene, like that's incredible.
It's great.
And if I would not have wanted to see that for the first time on TV.
There's a look.
But-
you also got and then shift towards the business side of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
the business side of it is where you got to understand. And even myself, who has said many times over, I don't care if I ever see Star Wars again in the theater.
Right.
I understand why that is a stupid thing to do
course.
if you're at Lucasfilm to listen to that, because you need to make money. Where streaming, you make more series, more money will come in through streaming, but the big fish is getting that $1 billion from people going to see your movie. But you got to make sure that you do it right and have a plan, and that's been the problem, right? They've done it, and they've done it with. I just think that they don't want to get into that place, and why they've been so kind of gun shy right now about, because they have all their movies got either $1 billion or close to it.
Yeah.
But you didn't have that same kind of like love that you had during Mandalorian, right? And or even Force Awakens, like after, because obviously Last Jedi has the extreme haters and extreme lovers.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker, same thing. It's just a bunch of cotton candy, and either said, okay, well, fine, I just got a sugar rush off it, or you freaking hate it.
Yeah.
Right. There is not that kind of collective bonding that has been over these series, and I think that's because you just have more time to develop it.
Right.
But I don't know. We'll see.
Or especially a great point was Mandalorian. Like the episodes were so varied.
Yeah.
If you didn't like one, you could like the next one.
And then you only had a week to wait.
Right. It was like if you didn't like the Bill Burr, his thing on a spaceship,
hated that. It was so bad.
Kind of like a haunted house on a spaceship. Then the next episode, you got a completely different one.
That's the advantage that TV has over film. I mean, tremendously because
as opposed to being stuck in the same tone
for 3 years, or 2 years, whatever it was. It's like because regardless of what you think of The Last Jedi, that caused a lot of arguments and fights between people for 2 years. Oh, yeah. For 2 years, it changed the landscape of the Star Wars fandom forever.
That one guy, someone tweeted his quote out back when they got Star Wars back in like 2014 or something. It's like, we see a Star Wars film every year for the foreseeable future. And he's like, oh, this didn't age well.
Well, no, because that was also before streaming.
Yeah.
But all right, let's keep going.
Jesus.
Yeah, there's no way we're going to get to all these questions, but we got a
know.
lot of them.
Well, we'll save them for next time.
Beard face. My theory for Obi-Wan's rapid physical aging between episode 3 and 4 is that it could be a result of the process to become a Force ghost. I love this. I find the idea of living on after death being achieved by sacrificing your physical self an interesting one. What are your thoughts on this? I love this. I really do love this. I just don't think there's a chance in hell that they do it. But I think they're just.
He doesn't become a Force ghost.
No, it's him. It's him learning the process through,
so that when he eventually does die,
that's what Yoda tells him. Yoda tells him go there and learn how to do it. And when he finally figures it out, that's why I think that the Liam Neeson thing has to be a lie, because if they are working, if he's working on that with Liam Neeson throughout the series, and then when you go and you watch episode 4, it's going to play so much more than it ever has before. Right. Because look at what I just started. We're doing a rewatch of Doctor Strange right now, and I remember seeing Doctor Strange going, no, I liked it, but there's so much that has happened now in Marvel with multiverse and things that at the time when the first movie came out, it wasn't as relevant as it is now. And I'm picking so many more things up watching it that I like it even more so. And I feel the same would be said if you started to do that kind of thing. And if they added that, it takes your toll. The only problem with that is that what happened to Uncle Owen? Because Uncle Owen got pretty old quick too.
Yeah.
And he's not doing
I think they just need to explain it's the son of Tatooine. You got two sons. You're sitting out there.
No
it
SPF.
Sucks.
Where they both go through him, Baru, and Obi-Wan go through an age wrap. Yeah. Something happens to them. There's some kind of spell.
They shouldn't even call to it.
No,
it doesn't matter.
They're not even going to address it.
But I like the idea.
I do. Yeah, the idea is awesome, but I don't think they're going to address it. But it's a good one. Michael Kennedy. Is Liam Neeson the new Andrew Garfield with his quote? Yeah, he definitely is, for sure. Jay MacArthur, will Ahsoka appear in Kenobi? Did he know she survived Order 66? I would assume that he knows. And
I don't think she's showing up, though.
No.
I don't think so. I think that because if she does,
it becomes Mandalorian and Boba Fett type thing. Where it
just becomes the show.
Yeah.
It becomes the mission of the show becomes, and if it doesn't, it's just kind of, oh, you're alive? Okay, cool. We got to work together to, oh, no, you can't help me? Okay, because remember, she doesn't find out about Vader for sure until Rebels.
Yeah.
Because she kind of knows and doesn't know, and then once she shows up, there's that realization when she senses him, and then she's got to fight him. Yeah. I think that the way that's handled in Rebels is pretty fantastic. I wouldn't want to see that messed with. I would much rather see the development with her and Luke in her series.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody? No, everybody agrees?
No, I think there's too many characters in Obi-Wan's story.
Yeah, I don't think that she's going to show up in this one. Sock 99. Did you hear that they're doing Star Wars Visions Season 2? Are you excited? If you would have asked me this question a year ago, I would have told you, no, I don't care. Who cares? It's not canon, and I'm not a big anime fan. I can't wait for this to come out.
They're not canon?
No.
I
love
I don't like that.
It's just too hard for where it lands.
They wanted to give them complete creative control, and it worked.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I loved that series so much, and Steph was trying to push me to watch it for so long. She's like, you're gonna like it. I'm like, I don't know. It's not really my style, man. And I loved it.
It's fire. Yeah, it's actually probably what I've been rewatching the most. When I'm putting on background Star Wars content. Yeah, it's so good. You haven't seen it yet?
I haven't.
You should. I'll give you 3 to watch at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
You told me your title.
What?
You told me.
I want to see if you can guess.
Okay, wait.
Do it again.
You You told me your title.
You told me you're a Kaio?
You told me your title.
You told me you're Kyle?
I want to know.
I'll give you a
Look
hint.
at Kristian. Look at Kristian.
Is it from a movie or a
Look at
TV
Kristian.
show? What's it from?
I'll give you a hint of what the guy says. It's something that an Inner Geekdom competitor would say to you.
You told me your title.
Try it again.
You told me your title.
You show me your title.
You told me your title.
You told me your title.
You show me your title.
What's that from? Is it like a...
So it's a documentary called High on Crack Street.
Okay, and that explains it.
You told me your title.
Although that guy is not a crackhead. He was just a fall down alcoholic.
Oh.
But he's incapacitated trying to say, show me your title.
You told me your title.
No, it's if you watch Collider Live, you'll understand. Anyway, so let's move on. I don't even know where that came from.
You told me your title.
Sorry.
Legendary.
All right, here we go. Next
Here we
one.
go.
Yeah.
Noah Sherbakov. What canon content do you now keep up with? Do you still read the books, comics, or any other content? So I just got, what the hell's the one that I just got sent in the mail that I might actually read because I think that there's going to be something in it. Because they never really embargo you for these novels. And this one is embargoed. And this is the...
You told me your title.
No,
it's going to be in my head all day today. Thanks for that.
Nope.
You told me your title.
So Star Wars Brotherhood is it's a mission that Anakin and Obi Wan are on together, and I wonder how much of it ties in, if anything, to what we're about to see. So I haven't been reading a lot of stuff at all because of that reasoning, right? I just felt for a long time, as you guys know, on Jedi Council, I would read all the books, all the comics, thinking that either they were going to make a series off of something or tie something in, and they take snippets of it now, a little bit more so than they ever used to. But I just felt like there was, and this is not to take away from anybody who reads these books and reads anything. You should, you should, because some people very rightfully say, well, you shouldn't just read it just so it ties in. You should read it because you just enjoy reading what you're reading, and I don't disagree with you there. It's just why I wasn't. It's not why I was doing it. I was doing it like Catalyst. When Catalyst was such a great book.
Yeah. Is that Claudia Gray?
No, that was James Luceno. Same guy who wrote Darth Plagueis.
Your favorite book.
And there was so much lead up and so much history with Krennic and Urso that I knew
it enriched the movie for you.
It did, but I still felt cheated because it was like, I wish there would have been a reference to it in a little bit, like something that I read
in the book would have been referenced in the movie.
Something specifically.
I love that, and I don't think they do it enough.
Yeah, right.
Because, and I'll say this: there's zero in most things. What's this called? Connection between like the movies and the books. A lot of times, movies are like, we're the movies. Stay away.
Yeah.
You got your little novel thing. Oh, okay, you do that over there. We know what we're doing on the movie.
Right.
We're just like, no, the fans want that. You would have loved an Easter egg that 99% of the audience would have been like, oh, okay, whatever.
It's hard for them. I mean, look, they did it for your boy in Timothy Oliphant. You know, he came from the books.
Yeah.
So they do that stuff. And when I asked Filoni about it years ago,
we got 2 buds.
No. It was an interview that I had with him, but he was pretty open about it. Like for him, I'm pretty sure that TV and film, to him, that's canon. He'll take stuff and he'll play with stuff in the novels and all those things, but he doesn't pay attention to it as much as he does the TV and I get it. I just think that it's
disservice.
Yeah, it's a disservice, but it's
as an author myself.
Yes.
You know,
look at you.
Yeah.
All right, we can do like a couple more. At Mario Luigi, I love that.
It's me, Luigi and Mario.
Will Ahsoka talk to Obi-Wan about what happened to Anakin in the new show? Probably not. It's the same one. Oh,
yeah, I don't.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, it just becomes more. Yeah, it's not the story that they're telling it and trying to enrich it more. Yeah.
Trevor Wajcik. Celebration tips. So you've never been to Celebration?
Never have.
Okay, so we definitely gotta get you. Have you been to Celebration, Steph?
No.
Oh wow. Okay, we really gotta get you guys there.
Oh wow.
I know.
No,
I
I
really
know.
want to go.
Give me a title.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
You told me your title.
So
Show me a title.
if okay, so Celebration tips. Look, the reason why it's my favorite, as I mentioned last time to Mike, is that with Comic-Con, which I enjoy very much so, San Diego Comic-Con, but like when you walk on the floor of San Diego Comic-Con, you can go through stretches of looking over at stuff and going, oh, that's not as much. That doesn't interest me. That does. Oh, there's Batman. I'll go look at the Batman stuff. Yeah. Star Wars, it's everywhere. Yeah. When you're walking on the floor, it's just you're just in Star Wars heaven for 4 days. My favorite thing about it is like, I would say, like, because a lot of times with Comic-Con now, for me, I don't walk the floor as much anymore because that's Mike loves to do that.
My thing.
Yeah, I don't do that as much. For me, it's going to the parties and those things.
Party it up.
Yeah, and the panels. Like, that's what I like Comic-Con for. But for Star Wars Celebration, I say, for Star Wars fans, do it all because this is one of my favorite things that you'll do. Like, I actually really want to go with Steph because I can see her as, like, a little 10-year-old. Like, when you're walking through the floor, it'll stop. And a parade comes through of all the cosplay with the music blasting in the background and all the Boba Fett's and all the Mandalorians and all the Twi'leks and all the Vaders. They're all walking together, and it's like, and then you turn. I remember this is exactly what happened to me one year, and I was on the floor, and then I turned, and then I was in this dilemma of not spending the last of my money on a Jedi robe. As I look to the right, I'm like, wait, I did a Sith robe instead. And then I turn around to the side, and then there's a lightsaber. And then there's a Darth Bane figure. I'm like, oh, my God. I mean, it's like you could go broke within 3 seconds. Yeah. But it's great. And then the panels, the energy inside of the panels, it's like go to the panels that you want to go to. The big, massive panels where you're going to get all the news and the trailers and all that stuff. But they also have the other panels, like the Clone Wars panels and things like that.
Let me ask you this then with panels. Do they do what Comic-Con does where it's like you've got to get into the room in the morning? And if you want your panel, that's the 5 o'clock panel, you got to sit there all day. Well, so that stuff sucks at Comic-Con. It's awful.
And I want to say this is not like for media. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, you're special. I know you are.
You're not special.
I know. You're there to cover it.
They want you to see it.
Yeah, of course. I get it.
Yeah, but yes, you gotta wait on the line. You gotta get there.
This guy Hall H Comic-Con. He's like, Kalinowski, where you at? I'm like, I'm trying to get into the gym. It's like, oh, we're inside already. I was like, yeah, I've been inside since 2 o'clock last night outside on the lawn.
That was like,
no. You should have told me. I would have got you in. I was like,
yeah, that was dumb.
Thanks, numbnuts.
No, that was dumb. You should. I don't need to text you.
Yeah,
you need to
use
text
your
me.
resources.
Yeah, say, hey, could you get me?
I don't try and pull my weight.
You're a dumb.
I enjoy sitting in the lines too. I like that.
You know what you should do?
You told me your title.
I will show
your title.
You should bring the title.
Show your title.
Yeah, that'll get me about nothing.
Probably not. All right, let's do one. We'll do two more.
All right, yeah, come on.
Hey, we got to get Dagan Espro. Do you think we'll ever get a Star Wars What If Disney Plus show?
Ooh.
Oh, I love that so much.
I think.
Maybe, hold on. Maybe what would have happened if Maul killed Qui Gon and Obi Wan. Wait, but Maul did kill Qui Gon.
And Obi-Wan, he said.
Oh, and
Look
Obi-Wan.
at the and. It's hyphen.
I see it. Maul killed Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and then Dual Fates explanation. Yeah, that would be something. That would be something.
Dagan, I think Marvel did a series of comics around the time they did the Marvel What Ifs. I think they did a Star Wars.
They actually did it before. Way before.
That's what I'm saying. Back in the 80s.
Oh yeah, back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Riley,
back when What If?
Is that when it came out?
Yeah.
So Riley,
I think they did.
Riley actually, I know that they did a What If series
they did,
for sure. Okay. Yeah, Riley showed it to me, and
that's a phenomenal idea.
It's great, and there's so many. Like the one that I really want to see is what if Leia went to Tatooine and Luke went to Alderaan.
Oh,
like that would be great.
That's a great one.
The other one is what if Anakin didn't turn? You know, what if Mace Windu would have killed Palpatine? There's so many different ones that they could do.
That's a good one.
I just I don't think they're going to do it. I think that they should. I think
like an animated series type.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Are you kidding me?
Great.
Come
Same
on.
way that they did it in Marvel. Did you want to see it, Steph?
Yeah, but I think
as much.
No,
you don't like it as much.
Yeah, how come?
Well, it's like Visions. I guess serves a similar thing where it doesn't. But What If actually matters for Marvel. So I think if we opened up a multiverse and then you
no. Yeah,
I
don't want no multiverse and no Star Wars.
I'm just saying the only time I would be very interested is if it connected, or else it's like what if?
Keep your
I can
multiverse
just
out of
make the
Star Wars.
imagination in my own head.
Isn't that funny? This is a conversation on it. So Mike, when it comes to time travel in Star Wars, yay or nay?
No.
You know what's so funny about that?
No.
I know most people.
But I told time travel, no multiverse. I don't want to see Tom Cruise popping up as Luke Skywalker in some alternate universe of casting.
But let me ask you this though, because when it comes to Star Wars, even though I happen to agree with you when it comes to Star Wars,
damn right you do.
However, don't you think that in Star Wars it makes more sense to do time travel than anything else? Because
Absolutely.
Because of space
Absolutely,
and
I think it
galaxies
does.
and multiverses.
Sure, that makes 100%
It makes
more
so
sense.
much more sense.
But we're down those paths already.
We've just done it too many
the
times.
road,
over. Yeah, it becomes an
plane
easy
is
device.
taken off.
Yeah, yeah. I know.
My fear with the multiverse in the MCU is so great. Like, I hope to God at the end of Strange, it's closed off. They find a way to close off the multiverse and it's done. Because for me, it's going to be like cameo central from like every poster I see for the movies now. It's got 15 characters on it instead of the main character. I'm like, this multiverse, I want them to close it off and be done with it. I'm already over it.
Too much money in it.
I know.
All right, let's do. We got. Let's see.
I know.
No, I think we're done.
All
This is it. Ryan Field. Do you think we'll see any adaptation of Starkiller in live action? I think that would be a good holy bleep moment for Obi-Wan if they had Sam Witwer show up as the famous video game character. Maybe he's an Inquisitor. I don't think if he shows up, he's going to be Starkiller. I still think that Sam Witwer, one way or another, will show up as a live action character in a Filoni series.
Absolutely.
He absolutely will.
He's like his Rabbit's Foot.
Yeah.
He's like his Lucky Charm.
Yeah,
in Star Wars.
I mean, he's already done them all voice a bunch of times. He's done other things too. He'll be
I like him as an
around.
actor too.
Me too.
I don't know if Starkiller has a purpose anymore from the way the story that they told back then. I love it, but I just don't know if they have a purpose.
I could be like that video game was
great.
That was a great game.
Great
Did
story.
they do a second Force Unleashed?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Okay, yeah, because it didn't
more
hit
clones.
right. It didn't
Yeah.
hit as well as the first one. 'Cause
Yeah.
the first one was so damn good. So
was.
I want more Star Wars games in that vein.
But do you think we'll see Starkiller? Starkiller, not
No,
Sam
because
Witwer.
the games told his story. I think.
Yeah. No,
Witwer will show up, but I don't think.
Steph.
Steph.
See him? No.
No.
No. Okay. All right. This is fun. There's so many questions left on the table. We'll have to do some
Let's
more.
save him more.
But once again, guys, if you didn't, please subscribe. Hit that notification button. Hit the like button. A lot of stuff on this channel that we have. Obviously, Sith Council, which is now, once again, remember, this is on the Big Thing podcast for audio listeners. If you're listening to this right now on the Sith Council feed, this is the last show you're going to be able to listen to on the Sith Council feed. Moving forward, next week, it is going to be on the Big Thing podcast, so make sure that you do that. For YouTube viewers, it doesn't really make a difference, but just to let you know anyway, you can do that. If you want to listen to it on the go, you should. All right, thank you guys so much. I'm going to have my review of Moon Knight probably is up right now of episode 4. And then we got some other stuff, big thing coming out tomorrow. We have 2 rewatches. We got a rewatch of Doctor Strange. We got a rewatch of Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, The Lost World. So that's coming up also. So thank you for both myself and Steph Sabraw and Mike Kalinowski. It's Sith Council. We'll see you next time.
I can feel your anger. It gives you focus, makes you stronger.